Making a firm decision is the first step towards achieving anything meaningful in life. It's not just about thinking or dreaming about your goals. It's about making a solid, unwavering commitment to them. Without a decision, you are like a ship without a rudder, drifting aimlessly wherever the currents take you. A decision is the foundation upon which all your future actions rest. It creates clarity and focus, and with it you will be able to direct your energy toward what truly matters. The power of a decision is transformative. When you decide on something, you are declaring to the world and to yourself that you are fully committed. This decision becomes the guiding force behind all your actions. It's the spark that ignites the fire of motivation and drives you to take the necessary steps, even when challenges arise. Too often, people hesitate in making decisions because they fear failure or the unknown. But the truth is that not making a decision is a decision in itself. It's choosing to remain stagnant, stuck in indecision, and as a result, nothing ever changes. Deciding means taking ownership of your future. It means recognizing that you are the one responsible for your success or failure. It shifts the focus from external circumstances to internal resolve. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect conditions, you take the plunge and commit to moving forward. And when you make a commitment, you start to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You stop looking for excuses, and instead you focus on solutions. Habits are the silent architects of our lives. They shape our future more than we realize. And what we do daily can either propel us toward success or hold us back from reaching our true potential. Building positive habits is crucial for anyone who desires to stay consistent and achieve their goals. It's easy to overlook the power of habits, but they are the foundation upon which consistency rests. Small, seemingly insignificant actions repeated every day can lead to monumental changes over time. To understand the power of habits, we must first recognize that they are ingrained into our routines, often without us consciously thinking about them. Whether it's brushing your teeth, having a morning cup of coffee, or checking your phone, habits are constantly at work. The key to consistency lies in transforming your daily actions into positive habits that align with your long-term objectives. The habits we form dictate the outcomes we experience in our personal and professional lives. If you want to stay consistent, you must build habits that support your goals and help you remain focused, even on the days when motivation is low. The first step in building positive habits is awareness. You need to recognize the habits you currently have, whether they are beneficial or detrimental to your growth. Many of us have habits that don't serve us, such as procrastinating, oversleeping, or failing to plan our day. These habits can easily sabotage our consistency. Identifying these negative habits is the first step toward change. It's about acknowledging the patterns in your life and making a conscious decision to replace those that hinder your progress with those that promote growth. Next, it's essential to start small. Often, when people try to build new habits, they take on too much at once. They set unrealistic expectations, and when they fail to meet them, they feel discouraged. Building habits is a gradual process. Begin by focusing on one habit at a time, and make sure it's something small and manageable. Trying to change too many things at once will only overwhelm you and make it harder to stay consistent. The key is to make small incremental changes that you can easily incorporate into your daily routine. Consistency is the next pillar of habit building. It's not enough to practice a new habit once in a while and expect lasting results. Consistency is what makes a habit stick. Repetition is what reinforces the behavior and makes it automatic. The more consistently you practice a habit, the more ingrained it becomes in your daily life. Whether it's exercising every morning or reading for 30 minutes each day, the key is to make that habit non-negotiable. Over time, it becomes second nature, and you won't have to think twice about it. This consistency is what ensures long-term success and helps you stay on track even when obstacles arise. Accountability is also crucial in the process of building positive habits. It's easy to let your habits slip when there is no one to hold you accountable. That's why it's important to have someone who can check in with you and encourage you to stay on course. This could be a friend, mentor, or even a group of people with similar goals. Knowing that someone is watching your progress creates a sense of responsibility and motivates you to keep going, even when things get tough. This accountability can make the difference between success and failure when it comes to building habits that support your consistency. Another key aspect of habit building is celebrating small wins. As you work on creating new habits, don't wait until you achieve your ultimate goal to celebrate. Take time to acknowledge the small victories along the way. Every day you successfully complete a positive habit is a step toward your larger goal. By celebrating these small wins, you reinforce the positive behavior and motivate yourself to continue. It's these small moments of success that keep you energized and committed to your goals. One of the most powerful tools for building habits is the habit stacking technique. This involves linking a new habit to an existing one. For example, if you already brush your teeth every morning, you can stack a new habit, like stretching for 5 minutes right after you brush your teeth. This makes it easier to remember to do the new habit because it's tied to something you're already doing. Habit stacking takes advantage of the routines that are already established in your life, making it simpler to add new positive habits without feeling overwhelmed. It's also important to be patient with yourself. Building positive habits takes time, and there will be days when you slip up or feel like giving up. But remember that consistency doesn't mean perfection. There will be setbacks, but it's how you respond to them that matters. If you miss a day or make a mistake, don't get discouraged. Acknowledge the slip up, learn from it, and keep going. The key to success is getting back on track as quickly as possible and not letting one mistake derail your progress. The ultimate goal of building habits is to automate positive actions that align with your vision. When habits are in place, they no longer require constant effort or thought. They become part of your routine, and you begin to see the compounding effect of those small, consistent actions. Habits create momentum, and momentum is what helps you stay consistent. It's the engine that keeps you moving forward even when motivation fades. By focusing on building small positive habits every day, you are setting yourself up for success, one action at a time. Patience is a virtue, and it's one that plays a critical role in staying consistent. In a world where instant gratification is often prioritized, patience may seem like an outdated concept. However, in the pursuit of long-term success, it is patience that allows us to endure the hardships, setbacks, and slow progress that are often part of the journey. The ability to remain patient in the face of challenges is essential for maintaining consistency and ultimately reaching our goals. The first thing to understand about patience is that it's not just about waiting. It's about staying calm and persistent while you wait. The road to success is not a straight line. It's filled with twists, turns, and bumps along the way. Most people give up when they don't see immediate results or when things don't unfold as quickly as they expected. They abandon their goals, not realizing that they are just a few steps away from breakthrough. Patience is the quality that allows you to stick with your efforts even when the results aren't immediate, because you trust the process and know that success takes time. One of the key reasons patience is vital is that it helps us stay focused. When things are moving slowly, it's easy to become discouraged and distracted. We start comparing ourselves to others who seem to be achieving success faster or feel like we are falling behind. This kind of thinking can derail our efforts and make it harder to stay consistent. Patience helps us resist the urge to rush or jump to conclusions too quickly. It reminds us that success is a marathon, not a sprint. By being patient, we are better able to focus on the long-term goal and avoid getting distracted by temporary setbacks. Another aspect of patience is learning how to manage our expectations. Sometimes we have unrealistic expectations about how quickly things should happen. We set goals and imagine that we'll see rapid progress, only to find that the journey is slower and more challenging than we anticipated. When we don't meet our own expectations, it's easy to feel disappointed or frustrated. However, patience teaches us that growth is often gradual, and it's the small, consistent efforts over time that lead to meaningful change. Instead of being discouraged by slow progress, we learn to embrace it as part of the natural process of achievement. Patience also gives us the space to learn and grow from our mistakes. Success rarely comes without failure, and those failures can be valuable lessons if we allow them to be. When we are impatient, we tend to view mistakes as setbacks or signs of failure, and this can cause us to give up too soon. However, patience allows us to see failures as opportunities to learn, grow, and adjust our approach. Each mistake is a lesson that brings us one step closer to success. By remaining patient, we cultivate a mindset that views challenges as necessary stepping stones, not insurmountable obstacles. In addition, patience fosters resilience. The journey toward any goal will have its share of obstacles, and it's easy to become discouraged when things get tough. The ability to remain patient during these challenging times helps us build resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, and it's a key factor in staying consistent. When we are patient, we give ourselves permission to experience setbacks without allowing them to define us. We learn to persevere through difficult times, knowing that our efforts will eventually pay off. This resilience, fueled by patience, becomes a powerful force that keeps us moving forward even when the road is tough. Patience is also essential for cultivating a sense of discipline. Consistency requires discipline, and discipline requires patience. It's easy to be motivated when things are going well and when progress is evident. However, true discipline is built when we continue to show up day after day, even when the results aren't immediately visible. Patience helps us stay committed to our daily efforts, even when we don't see immediate rewards. It's the ability to keep going even when we're not feeling motivated, because we trust that our consistent actions will lead to success over time. Furthermore, patience allows us to develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and our goals. When we rush through life or try to force things to happen, we miss out on the opportunities for self-reflection and growth. Patience gives us the time and space to evaluate our progress, adjust our approach, and refine our goals. It helps us recognize the importance of aligning our actions with our values and priorities. This self-awareness is crucial for staying consistent, because it ensures that we are always working towards something meaningful and authentic rather than chasing fleeting goals or external validation. One of the most powerful aspects of patience is that it helps us stay grounded. In today's fast-pacing world, it's easy to get caught up in the need for instant results or the desire for external recognition. Patience reminds us that true success is not about rushing to the finish line. It's about enjoying the journey and embracing the process. By practicing patience, we learn to appreciate the small victories along the way, knowing that each step forward is a step toward our ultimate goal. Ultimately, patience is the bedrock of consistency. Without patience, consistency becomes difficult, and without consistency, progress becomes impossible. The ability to stay patient, even when progress seems slow, is what will carry you through the ups and downs of your journey. It's what will keep you moving forward even when obstacles arise. And it's what will help you build the lasting success that only comes through consistent effort, unwavering persistence, and the belief that your time will come. Enjoying the process is one of the most important aspects of staying consistent. When you focus solely on the end goal and overlook the journey, you miss out on the growth, learning, and fulfillment that come with every step along the way. If you are only concerned with reaching the finish line, you will likely burn out, lose motivation, or feel dissatisfied even after achieving success. But when you learn to find joy in the process, each step becomes a source of inspiration and energy, and consistency becomes a natural outcome. One of the first things to understand is that the journey is where growth happens. It's easy to think of success as a final destination, but in reality, it's the daily work, the struggle, and the small victories that shape who we become. If we wait until the goal is reached to find happiness or fulfillment, we'll likely be disappointed, because success in itself is not always as satisfying as we expect it to be. The satisfaction comes from the sense of progress, the lessons learned, and the improvements made along the way. Each day that you show up, you are getting better, and that is where the real reward lies. When you learn to enjoy the process, you shift your mindset from one of impatience and frustration to one of appreciation and curiosity. Instead of seeing challenges as obstacles, you begin to view them as opportunities to learn and improve. Whether it's facing a setback, encountering a failure, or dealing with a difficult task, enjoying the process allows you to remain positive and resilient. You start to recognize that every experience, good or bad, is an essential part of the learning journey, and this perspective helps you stay consistent even during tough times. Another benefit of enjoying the process is that it helps you stay present. Often we get caught up in future worries, goals, and outcomes. We constantly think about what's next, what needs to be done, and when it will happen. This constant focus on the future can cause stress, overwhelm, and a sense of never being satisfied. When you focus on enjoying the process, you learn to stay present and fully engaged in what you're doing right now. This mindfulness makes the journey more enjoyable, reduces stress, and increases your ability to stay consistent because you're not constantly thinking about how much further you have to go. You learn to appreciate the current moment and see it as a valuable part of your path. But the process is also where you develop discipline. Discipline isn't about forcing yourself to do something you don't enjoy. It's about finding ways to make the work enjoyable so that it doesn't feel like a chore. When you enjoy the process, discipline comes naturally because you are doing something that aligns with your values, passions, and goals. Instead of forcing yourself to take action, you feel inspired to show up every day because the work itself brings you joy. This internal motivation is much more powerful than external rewards or punishments and creates the consistency needed to make progress. Enjoying the process also helps you build momentum. Momentum is a key factor in staying consistent, and it is often created through the small, enjoyable steps you take each day. When you find joy in the daily actions you take, you become more excited to continue. The more you do something, the easier it becomes and the more progress you see. This creates a cycle of positive reinforcement where each step forward fuels the next. Rather than feeling drained or discouraged, you feel energized and motivated to keep going because the work itself is fulfilling. Moreover, enjoying the process helps you develop a deeper connection to your goals. When you are solely focused on the destination, your goals can feel distant or abstract. But when you learn to love the process, your goals become more tangible, and you begin to see the connection between your daily efforts and the outcomes you desire. Each step is part of a bigger picture, and every action you take brings you closer to your vision. This connection helps you stay committed and invested in the journey because you understand the significance of the work you're doing, even when it doesn't seem like it's leading directly to the end result. When you find enjoyment in what you do, it also makes it easier to push through resistance. Resistance is something we all face when working toward a goal. It's that inner voice that tells us to quit, that the task is too hard, or that we're not good enough. But when you enjoy the process, resistance loses its power. Instead of focusing on how difficult the task is, you focus on the enjoyment of the task itself. This shift in mindset allows you to continue moving forward even when it feels challenging because you are more invested in the experience than the outcome. Lastly, enjoying the process helps you stay more creative and open to new ideas. When you're stressed or overly focused on the end goal, it's easy to get stuck in a fixed mindset. But when you enjoy the journey, you are more likely to approach challenges with curiosity and creativity. You start to explore new ways of doing things, find innovative solutions, and approach problems from different perspectives. This creativity helps you stay adaptable and resilient, qualities that are crucial for maintaining consistency over the long term. In the end, the journey is what matters. The work, the lessons, the ups and downs. These are what truly define success. When you learn to enjoy the process, you transform your journey into something meaningful, enriching, and fulfilling. The result is no longer just about reaching the destination, but about embracing each moment along the way. By doing so, consistency becomes effortless, and success becomes an inevitable outcome of doing what you love day in and day out. In conclusion, the journey to success is not defined by the big dramatic moments, but by the small, consistent actions we take every day. Making a firm decision, building positive habits, exercising patience, and learning to enjoy the process are all vital components that contribute to achieving your goals. Each of these elements helps create a solid foundation for consistency, which is the true driver of success. When you commit to staying consistent, you will encounter obstacles, face setbacks, and sometimes question your progress. But by embracing each step with determination, resilience, and a sense of purpose, you will find that the path to success is not only achievable, but deeply fulfilling. So remember, it's not about perfection, but about showing up every day, putting in the effort, and believing that each step forward brings you closer to the life you envision. Keep going, stay consistent, and let the journey itself be your greatest reward.